Hey everybody, Coach Dave live here, 6 at 6 with Coach Dave. We are going to talk about tonight time management in our series of 10 success skills that'll last you forever.
Hi,
So
Hong.
stay tuned and I'll be right back in a minute.
Schön.
And we are live, 6 at 6 with Coach Dave. And tonight we are going to talk about some things. Welcome replay viewers, welcome live viewers, and welcome Eric and DJ and Terry, and of course Mr. Egg Bot. Welcome Snow Sugar. We are going to talk tonight about some things, but while you're here and while I'm pushing a few buttons, if you wouldn't mind swiping, following, sharing, invite your followers, tweet and retweet this out. And if you are on Facebook, share it out to Facebook. If you're on YouTube, if you wouldn't mind, like and subscribe on YouTube. And let's get going with this live 6 at 6 program. What we're talking about is 10 success skills. Number 5, which is time management. Hi, Snow Sugar. Welcome. And hi, everybody. Coach Dave here. Welcome to the live broadcast. Hopefully we've got a bunch of things connected, and it looks like there's something that's not connected. Let me check on that real quick. And it looks like our culprit is Facebook. Yeah, Facebook has a hard time connecting their chat, so we're not too worried about that. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for tapping as many hearts as you can in the broadcast. And we are not connected with Facebook chat, but we're connected with all the other networks there. Facebook is actually seeing our broadcast too, but all these networks here, except for Facebook, can type in and we'll see it. So yeah, Facebook time management is the key. It definitely is. We're talking about these 10 success skills, and before I get going on it, I want to tell you about my partner real quick, who is For Humanities, is her name up there at the top of the screen. Her name is Shannon, and she is a cancer survivor. She has an event coming October 14th in Stockton, California called Survive and Thrive Live. If you go to bit.ly, I will survive 17, you'll be able to get a live streaming ticket for $27 if you can't be there. If you can be there in person, go to bit.ly/survive and thrive live. You can get a $47 ticket to be there. And Shannon is also sponsoring this big cup. And if you're willing to help put your logo on there, hi Shauna, welcome. If you're willing to put your logo on there and sponsor the big cup to help Shannon pay for her events and her the things she has going on to help cancer survivors get their life back after cancer, go to that top link up there, bit.ly survive and thrive sponsor. Second link there is for live vendors at her event, bit.ly/survive and thrive live vendor. And if you're able to volunteer to help her with some of her efforts, bit.ly/survive and thrive volunteer. And she is also doing some good work in addition to her own event at bit.ly/fundraising for good. So head over there and help her out with that. Okay, tonight we're going to talk about 10 success skills. We're talking about skill number 5, time management. Time management is a skill that a lot of people just don't have. And I saw this at work the other day. I saw it at, just walking through the grocery store. You can see it. You can hear your friends talk about it. Oh man, I just don't have time to do that thing or do this thing or do another thing. And it's not that you don't have time. You've got the same 24 hours that everybody else has. Oh man, I don't understand how Joe can do this. Joe is out there and he's got everything going, and he can handle 4 businesses at once, and he can handle all that. And it's because of time management. Now let me tell you, one of the things I'm going to help people with in their time management, in addition to just talking about it, I'm actually doing something about it. I put together a well, I call it a life success kit. And this life success kit is designed to help you organize the tasks that you have, to bring them up on the day that you have them due, and to see them physically right there before your eyes, have a reminder card if necessary, and just to be able to complete those tasks. So that's a good thing to come back and be able to do. So if you're able to put those things in order, you're able to take a task that you have to do next week or next month and stick it in a folder and have that folder come up, and you open it up. There you go. Google Calendar is awesome for time management, but a lot of times we'll get the notification, swipe it away, and it's gone. So some people don't use that, and some people do. And there's a lot of people that use that to really great benefit. So Google Calendar is one way. A calendar on the wall is another way. A to-do list is another way. We're going to talk about to-do lists a little bit tonight, but I want you guys to know that I have put something together. It's called a life skill, no, not a life, it's called a life success kit. And yeah, there you go. And the life success kit is basically what they used to call a tickler file. Administrative assistants use it. You can Google it hopefully after you get off the scope here. But you can Google tickler file, and you can see some of what it is that I've set up. A tickler file is basically 1 through 31 for folders. It's a little bin with a bunch of hanging folders in it. It's 1 through 31 for the days of the month, and then a folder for each month. So you can keep track. Somebody says, I need you to do something for me in November. Okay, you take that, you throw it in November. It's got a date on it, but November 18th. So you take that and you throw it in there for November, and you say, okay, November, I'm going to pick that out of there and put it in my my current month when that comes about, that November is here. And so you do that with all kinds of things, and then you end up taking each numbered folder each day of that month and completing those things in it. And there's a way you can do that, and I'll explain that with the Life Success Kit. But the Life Success Kit is no good if you don't have time management. And the Life Success Kit and time management are no good if you don't have a why, if you don't want to get out of your rush to do things, to do everything, and if you don't know how to say no. It's all to no avail. It comes to absolutely zero in your life if you don't know how to say no. So that's the first key right there that I'm going to cover. You need to know where your boundaries are. There's a book called Boundaries. A lot of people are using it. It's very good not only for being able to say no, but saying yes when the time is right. You have to know when to say yes and know how to say no. And that's what it says on the cover. Know when to say yes and how to say no. Okay, so basically the information tonight is going to cover the time management piece. There is a why piece that's very important, especially if you're going to combine that. See, that's the third area. You've got the folders, you've got the time management, and then this third area is not just the fact that you have a why, but that you have a plan, and the goals in your plan that help you get to your dreams are also the third part. So you got the folders, you got the time management techniques, and then you have the goals, and this is what takes you, the goals are what you also put into this. So it's a mix of three different things that as a life coach I've been able to put together and help people with, and these three things combined are a powerhouse. They will help you get through it. They will help you get into it and stay into it. And thanks for all the hearts, guys. I really appreciate that. I can see them down there piling up. And I'm kind of a new guy, so I need some of those hearts. So thank you very much. So anyway, we've got those three things. We got the folders, we got the time management, and from the why, we have the goals. And those are three important key factors in this. But tonight I'm just going to cover the one in the middle, the time management. And I hear a lot of people say, I don't have time to manage my time. It sounds ridiculous, but they're not saying that in so many words, but they're saying that in the fact that when I say, okay, what are you doing for time management? They're like, I don't have time for this right now. I got to go. I got so much just coming down on me that I gotta go. I can't hang around for this. I'm really sorry. I can't talk to you right now. And there's no way that you can help someone that doesn't think they can be helped. There's no way that you can help someone who's so crushed for time because they haven't managed it that they don't have time to sit down and have you help them with their time. And so that's what this Life Success Kit is for. It's for time management. It's for task management. It's for actually, a lot of it has to do with task completion. And there's another scope that I did talking about task completion, how you can take your task completion from 10% probability to 95% probability just in a few simple steps, a few simple things you can do. There's a total of 6 steps. It starts with you see something you want to do and you think, that's a good idea. That's step number 1. It goes all the way through to the ending step, the 6th step, where you actually get to the point where you have a 95%, the first one is 10%, but you have a 95% probability of completion by using this system that I have that's a 6-point system. And that combined with this Life Success Kit, the goals, the why, and the time management, it's really, you're going to find it's unbeatable. And that's what I teach people to do, get their life together and get their goals together after they find out their why. That's a hard one, but I have a process for that. But they find out their why, they get the goals. Now what do? Now you manage your time. And that's what this time management kit is for. But it's not just a bunch of folders, because that won't do it for you. What you need to do is you need to make some sense of things and what priority they are and how important they are. And I have 15 time management techniques that I want to teach you tonight. I taught this on a previous scope, and I did a more lengthy version of it. So we're going to go through this a little bit quicker than I did last time. But if you need more detail on it, you can either contact me on the social media up there, or you can go back and look at my previous scope. I'm sure they haven't archived it yet. So this is what I'm talking about. These are the 15 steps, and you can screenshot this if you want to. This comes from a book, about success and about time management. These are the 15 time management precepts, ideas that I want to just go over and cover with you. And it may take us a little while to get through them, but I think that they are very valuable and that we can get through them. Let's talk about number 1. Successful people, this is what successful people do. 15 things successful people do. Successful people, they focus on their minutes. There are only 14,000 or 1,440 minutes in every day, and every one of them is, they use every one of them intentionally. And so intentionally using your minutes, intentionally, it's like the minutes on your phone. If you only had so many minutes on your phone, you got to kind of pick and choose. You know, you're going to get a phone call that is a crank call, or you're going to get a phone call that's somebody trying to sell you something, and you're going to say, no, I don't think that's the thing that I need to be doing with my minutes. And so it's the same thing with boundaries, and it's the same thing with people doing this. So my audio is not skipping, but the video is. Okay, let me see. Am I dropping frames? I'm not dropping frames, but I'm actually sending too many frames. So that could be why. It could also be anywhere along the line. It could be my internet. It could be the server. It could be the server that I ricochet off of. It could be a lot of different things. It could be your internet, or it could be your device, or it could be my device. I don't know. I don't show any skipping frames, and that's usually my first indication. But anyway, let's go on with this. You need to use your minutes as efficiently as you can. They're important. Okay, so let's go with the second one. The second one that successful people do is they set daily priorities. Okay? And the note there says identify your most important task. They call it the MIT, most important task, and work on it for 2 hours each morning. Okay, so you've got a big project going on. They say that the most efficient work time for a lot of people, now this isn't everybody because everybody's different, but for a lot of people, the most efficient, okay, thank you, Terry, the most efficient work time for a lot of people is the morning. And I know that's true for me. I don't know if it's true for everybody that gets up and not everybody gets up, jumps out of bed and says, man, I'm ready to be efficient. Some people it takes a shower. Some people it takes a cup of coffee. Some people, they just need to pray first and get themselves centered, and then they're a lot more productive. And I'm a little bit that way. Some mornings I can just jump right out of bed and man, I'm ready to be productive. Other mornings I jump out of bed and I say, okay, Lord, I need you to help me to be productive today. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time here in prayer because I really, really need your help. Okay, so there are a lot of different things. Know what works for you. Know when your best time of the day is. If it's not the morning, when is your best time of the day? And block out, they call it time blocking. You go in your calendar and you say, here it is. Here's the 2-hour block of time. This is when I'm most productive. This is when I feel the best. This is when I feel like I'm supercharged. And use those 2 days for the big project, okay? For the big projects. Always use the best block of time for them. All right, so that is the best way to do tip number 2. Tip number 3, for successful people, they don't use to-do lists. Now, I suggested that we might talk about to-do lists a little bit earlier, and this is huge. This actually ricochets over some of the other tips, and I'll tell you why when we get to them. They don't use a to-do list. And it says in the note, throw away your to-do list. Instead, schedule everything on your calendar. And that is a really, really smart thing to do. When you schedule things on your calendar, what does that do? That sets up something. It sets up something that in goal setting is huge. Your to-do, your project, your event, your item that you need to complete now has a goal. You put it on your calendar. You've given it a certain amount of time, whether this is your big project that you do your blocking with, or whether it's a smaller project that you just put on there that's a 10-minute quick do done project. If you put this event on there, you get it done, you get it complete, you are actually completing your goal setting. And it sets a goal when you write it down on a to-do list. My to-do list, now some people may be better at this. My to-do list always ends up being like a piece of paper, like one of those small little miniature legal pads, little yellow pad, not a legal size, but little yellow pad. And it ends up being on a little yellow pad, and I throw it on the counter and I walk away. And later on, I'm like, I don't know where my list is. I don't have time to look for it. Time, right? I don't have time to look for it. It's somewhere here. I can't see my little list. I guess I'm just going to go ahead and do something else. And my to-do list doesn't get done. Now, if I put it on my calendar, I put it on Google Calendar, Google Calendar will pop up on my phone and say, bing, you got something to do. You got an hour to do it. Or you got something to do. You got 30 minutes, 20 minutes, however long I scheduled to do it. If it's a 10-minute thing, usually I'll put it on a Post-it and have it available on a small list of 10-minute things. I can knock one out. At one point I used to call it my knockout list. I'd do one thing on my knockout list, get it knocked out, and then I could go on to a bigger project and feel like, okay, I'm working. I got myself worked into from a small project to a bigger one. Now I'm ready to tackle the bigger one. I feel charged up. Okay, so that's what you do with your to-do list. Now, if you do need to make a to-do list, some experts say use a Post-it note, because you can only fit 3 or 4 things on a little Post-it note, and you're not going to overwhelm yourself. Okay, we need to get rid of the overwhelm, as some of the scopers I've been watching say. Get rid of the overwhelm. I think it's Cynthia Bazin that says, get rid of the overwhelm. And you get rid of the overwhelm by making a small list. Now that, again, that's not really a to-do list. That's more like a knockout list. It's just small things you can do. Don't put a major project on a Post-it note. And I don't even recommend using Post-it notes unless you want a Post-it note to be a list of things that you need. How should I say it? Elements that you need in a bigger project. Resources is the word. Yeah, resources that you need in a bigger project. Put a list of get this, get that. Pick up a hammer, at the store. Pick up some whatever at the store to go with that project. And then once you have all those things done, you've got a completed list. You take that and you go do your project. And so that helps. It's not a to-do list. It's a resource list for specific little projects. And you can keep one of those little post-it notes for every project that you have to do, but put your big projects on your calendar. All right. So that is one way that you can do that, and I really recommend getting rid of your to-do list. I like that. The knockout list, definitely. The knockout list is what you need to call it. Okay, now the next thing on the list, we're going to see number 4 here. Successful people, they beat procrastination with time travel. Okay, now this is a little bit of just common sense thinking. And let me read what's underneath there. Your future self can't be trusted. What can you do now to make sure your future self does the right thing? Okay, and I've got an easy example of this. This one is really easy. This one is, what can you do now to make sure that your future self does what they're supposed to do? You can't be trusted. I agree with that. So what can I do now? Here's an example of one thing that you can do. Your future self may not be able to be trusted to get out of bed. And so if your future self can't be trusted to get out of bed and just hits the snooze or turns the alarm off and then sleeps past the time that you need to sleep, what can you do? You can tell Alexa. I have Alexa. I tell, sometimes if I feel like I'm really tired, I'm not going to get up on time, I tell Alexa, set an alarm for 6:15 in the morning, and she'll set one for 6:15 a.m. And so if I wake up at 5:30, I shut the alarm off at 6:15, I hear this boom, 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 and it's just annoying, and I realize it's Alexa, she's waking me up, and I come out here into the living room, and I tell her, okay, Alexa, quit. And she stops. But that wakes me up. I can't trust my future self, so I have to do something that's going to make my future self more reliable and remind my future self, hey, you got to get this going. Stacy, welcome. Stacy, we're talking about time management, so welcome, come on in. And time management in the sense that it is the video's skipping. Okay. Time management in the sense that it is one of the 10 success skills. We're talking about success skill number 5, time management. And so let's go on. So you can't trust your future self. So do something that is going to help your future self toe the line and do the right thing. Okay, number 5, successful people do this. Number 5, they make it home for dinner. And I heard this and it shocked me, and I was like, what are you talking about? They make it home for dinner. Lots of people make it home for dinner, but read what it says underneath. There will always be more than can be done. Time block your priorities and end the day guilt-free. Guilt-free. Thank you for inviting. Time block and end the day guilt-free. If you can't end the day guilt-free, if you can't get out of there and go home and have dinner on time, something's going on. Either people are asking you to do too much, there's not enough people at work. Tamara, welcome, come on in. There's not enough people at work. There's something. If you're staying late at work, something is up. And what this could be is that you're not time blocking and you're not causing yourself to be listening to what your boundaries are. You may be saying yes when you mean no. Hey, can you help me out with this project? I know you're almost out of here, but can you help me out with this? And then it goes for an hour. That's not going to work. You need to be able to say no if you can't. And it's okay to say no. Guilt-free. And no is a perfectly valid answer. In fact, no is almost even a complete sentence. You can add a couple words. No, I can't. Or no, I won't. They shouldn't be asking you, can you help? Because that's a trap. Will you help? It's okay to say no. All right, so Go home and eat dinner on time. That's something that successful people do. Let's take a look at the next time management skill that successful people do. Number 6, they use a notebook. And you see right above it, we already covered this. You can go back and listen to it on the replay. And if you go back in the replay, hit a bunch of those hearts. I love those hearts. I really need them. Thanks everybody for the hearts. I love that. And so yeah, number 3 right above that, they don't use to-do lists. They put their to-dos on a schedule and time block it. Okay, so that also gives them a goal, not just a to-do list that's open-ended. All right, so number 6, they use a notebook. Capture everything in your notebook so your mind can stay carefree, and then move the to-dos to your calendar. If you got to-dos in your notebook, that's not good. Move them to your calendar. All right, thank you for inviting your followers. Welcome, Bianca. So yeah, take a notebook. Write everything down in the notebook. Be a crazy person with a pen and paper and write everything down. I believe the Grateful Chick, Larissa, she was talking about pen to paper. She was talking about writing everything down as dumping. This is kind of a form of dumping. You need to remember a bunch of stuff, but you don't want to keep all that stuff constantly on your mind. You don't want to carry it around with you 24/7 and worry about, did I remember? Did I remember? Did I remember? You want to be able to relax. You want to be able to take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. There you go. So write stuff down on a notebook, keep a notebook with you, and then things that you have to do on the notebook, put a little star by them, underline them, circle them, and put those down not as to-dos, but as calendar appointments. Okay, let's go and check out the next one. The next one, number 7, they only check email 3 times a day. 3 times a day. You're welcome. Everybody needs to know that. Check your email only 3 times a day. Don't let email or social media interrupt your flow. How many people do that? We'll talk about that in a second. Schedule times to read and respond to email, okay? And I'm going to venture to say that this is not just email that interrupts your flow, because so many times during the day, there's someone talking to me and their phone will beep or buzz. Oh, look, oh wait. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And there you go. You got it done list. All right. All right. That's a good list. Not a to-do list, but a got it done list. All right. So, you're talking to somebody and all of a sudden you hear beep or you hear and they pull out their phone and they look at it and they start ignoring what you're saying and they start typing back to the person and right in the middle of what you're doing and what you were what were you saying? Okay, that is a time killer. That is a time killer, and they've done studies, and one of the huge things that's a time killer on the internet and why they really resist giving the internet to employees unless they need it is checking your email. You can check your email. I saw one success coach who was absolutely adamant against getting your email inbox to 0. He said, what do you need it to 0? You're just going to get more email. It's going to be a waste of time. You just need to go in there once a day, maybe twice a day, beginning of the day, end of the day, dump that stuff out. You're not going to read it. Dump that stuff out. Dump the ones out that aren't from family or business associates or directly related. If you don't know what it is, just dump it. And he said, don't even worry about getting your inbox to 0. There's going to be some things that you've read that you want to keep in there. And don't even worry about that. Don't let your mind think, oh, don't look at that thing and go, oh man, I've got 112 emails in my inbox. Oh no. Who cares? Are you progressing through your tasks of the day? Are you progressing toward your goals? Are you progressing in your business? Are you making things happen? Yeah? Okay. Don't worry about how many emails you have. Only check your emails at the most 3 times a day. Every time your phone goes buzz, buzz, ding, ding, another email, another text message, you don't need to do that. You don't need to do that. Welcome, welcome, the Bloody Strummers. I'm not sure if that's from England, but yeah, you could be a Bloody Strummer in England, huh? Come on in, welcome. Share this out, hit a bunch of hearts, really appreciate it. Welcome to the broadcast, glad you popped in. Okay, so we're talking about success skill number 5 of our 10, which is time management. And we are now up to Number 8, they avoid successful people. These are successful people things. Successful people avoid meetings at all costs. Meetings at all costs. Okay, meetings are killers. They suggest, I saw one, I think it was the same success coach. He said, if you're in a meeting, or if you set a meeting for your people to come to, people that you need to be in that meeting, set the meeting for about 15 minutes. Don't have any chairs to sit down. This isn't going to be a lengthy conversation. This is a meeting. A meeting is, I tell you something, I go around the room, do you have anything? And then I tell you more stuff that I got from that. That's it. That's all you need to do for your people. It's a 15-minute quick contact. It's not a long meeting. Make your meetings short. Make them only once a day. If you have to, spend that 15 minutes. But don't go to any long meetings. Someone says, will you come? Can you come? Will you come? They should say, will you? Will you come to my long meeting? Will you come to my meeting about the paychecks, or will you come to my meeting about payroll? No, I've got other priorities. I can't be there. I have stuff I'm going to do. I won't be there. So don't go to meetings. Meetings are time wasters and time killers. I've heard about organizations, and Terry can probably tell you about this. There are organizations out there that have meetings, and more meetings, and all they do is in between they get a bottle of water. I need a bottle of water for the next meeting, and I'm off to a meeting, so I'm sorry I can't talk to you. And it is a time waster. It is a resource waster. It is a mental waste to have to think about all these meetings and everything you're going to tell people that everybody else is already going to say. A meeting is a waste of time. Okay, let's go on with the next one so we don't waste too much time with this meeting. All right. Number 9, successful people. They say no to almost everything. Excuse me. They say no to almost everything. Okay, I read a book recently that talked about the minimalist approach to your lists of things on your schedule, to your things that you need to get done, a minimalist approach. And let's read the note here under number 9. Every yes is actually a no to something else. Say no to everything outside of your goal areas. Okay, that's only smart. You've got some goal areas, you've got some things you want to concentrate on, you have those defined, you know your why, you know your goals, you have your life success kit that we talked about that I'm going to be not only using myself but sharing with people that I coach. And this life success kit is set up to take those things that people ask me about and just put the priorities in there for me to take care of them on the day or before that they are due to be taken care of, and march forward with my success in my business, in my personal life, in my job, everything. So take the time to say, is this a priority? And you can use the 80-20 rule. Everybody's heard of the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule started when a survey was done, and it was determined that 20% of the people in an organization do 80% of the work. And guess what? The other 80% of the people do 20% of the work. Okay? It's that way so much in life, 80-20. It may be 90-10 in some areas of your life. So determine what that best 20% is. Put 80% of your time into it. That's what they're talking about. Learn to say no to the rest of this 80%, because you don't want to even spend 20% of your time in stuff that's going to be a waste. You're going to spend 20% of your time in all that other. No, don't even bother. Spend 80% of your time in that 20%, and then kick your feet back, throw your notebook down with all your stuff in it that you need to remember, all your things you need to do. Forget that, and just enjoy that last little bit of your day and relax. So the 80-20 rule, and don't say yes when you really need to say no. And this minimalist approach, this guy was saying maybe 1 out of 20 of his things that he needs to do, he'll say, or that somebody asks him to do, he'll say, yeah, I'll do that. and the rest of the time someone will come in and, can you help me with the meeting that's going to happen? We're going to talk about. No. Well, will you help me with a project that I'm on? I need to get some drawings done with it. No. It's not in my the 20% of my most important thing. I'm not spending 80% of my time on it. So 80-20 rule. Yep. And it's a huge thing. All right, let's go from number 9. Let's go all the way over to the other side here. And that was number 10, the 80-20 rule. Number 11, successful people delegate or outsource almost everything. Identify your unique ability, utilize it, and outsource everything else. Now, here's a really important one. If you've got your goals clearly defined, if you know the direction you want to head, you've got your goals clearly defined, you also need to define what's your skill set. And here's the reason that that's important. In my coaching and my online social media and my clientele, there are a lot of things that I need in order for people to get in touch with me. I need my social media, which are those links hovering above my head, slowly rocking their way over. And I need my social media. I need to have a website. I need to have a landing page. I need to have an email list. I need to have the graphics on my website developed. I need to have all of the forms on my website carefully designed so that they're easy to read and respond to, all of those things. Okay, what if I'm only good at talking to people? I can do that on a broadcast. What if I'm only good at a little bit of computer stuff? I can type something in Google and find out some information about it. But suppose I can find out stuff in Google and get some information. But suppose that my graphic skills suck. I couldn't make a pretty picture in Photoshop if it meant my life. I couldn't make a pretty picture in Photoshop if it meant that I didn't have food to eat. If I couldn't do it, just assume I just can't do Photoshop, and assume I can't do any email marketing, and I know nothing about marketing to specific groups and specific segments of people. Okay, I need to do what I do best. I need to speak. I need to do some Google research. The rest of it, you can go to different sites. You can source it out to a third party, and you can say, okay, I need a website. I need it to do this. I need it to do that. And you know what you need to do because you did the research in Google. Okay, and then my social media coach tells me I need this and this and this, and you give it to your web person and you tell them, you get those done for me, and you source it out. Do just the few things that you can do the best and source out everything else, and you're going to have a huge success rate because you're going to find people who are really key people who know what they're doing in web design, graphics design, form design, in blogging. You know, I'm not that great at typing out my thoughts and making them come out smooth. So I need somebody to do some blogging for me. And all of these things that go together in the whole picture of everything, you've got all these different lanes, and this is my lane right here. This is my lane. And you've heard it before, and you'll probably hear it again. Stay in your lane. Do what you are especially good at. Especially good at. Stay in your lane. Welcome, Freds. Come on in. And if you stay in your lane, then you get other people to come alongside you and be in the other lanes and do their specialties. And you've got a bunch of specialists working together as a team, and you're staying in your lane. You're going to be more successful? Yes, you are. All right, let's go on with the next thing that successful people do. Number 12, they have work themes for days of the week. Now, I know a couple of people doing scopes have this. They have Warrior Go to War Wednesday. They have Miraculous Monday. I've seen some people do a Tea for Tuesday. A whole set of people. I think it's Perry girls that do a Tea for Tuesday scopes. And some people have Friday. A gal that I work with has No Filter Friday is what she calls it. But that's not getting work done. But get some work themes for each day of the week. and you can make these up. You can be creative and get something that will tune you in. What is today? Today is Friendly Friday. I'm going to make some more friends online. TK, welcome. Come on in. Thank you for joining us. We are talking about what successful people do, the 12 skills for time management. Number 12, they have work themes. So create a day of the week. Create a set day of the week schedule for focus on a major area. And then batch your tasks during that day. So if you have Friendship Friday, you know you need to go out on social media, make a lot of friends. Welcome. Thank you for all the hearts, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you're sharing this out. And if you do have a YouTube account, please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. I need to get my subscribers up so that I can go mobile and broadcast mobile from YouTube and not be stuck here. It's part of a project that I have coming up called Coach Dave Unplugged. So please go to my YouTube. You'll see the link up there. It will come across. And as it comes across, just catch it real quick and go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. Please, I really need those. We're going to do Coach Dave Unplugged. So anyway, what you need to do, though, is you need to have these themes for each day of the week. You can have Friendship Friday, where you're going to go out and make more friends on social media. You're going to go on Twitter. You're going to make some retweets and tweets about things, comment on other tweets that other people make, and people are going to follow you. That's how Twitter works. You can go on Facebook. You can go to your friends. You can go down your friends list of their friends and maybe say hi to a few people. That's how it works. If you're on Facebook and you are a success entrepreneur, go to some success sites. Put in the biggest success name you know up in the search box and hit enter. When that person's Facebook page comes up, come up on there and then see who starts making comments. And then pick out one of those people that made a good comment and message them and tell them why you think it was a good comment. Hey, I saw you on Fred Price's Facebook page. You commented about how this and this and this works, and that was just awesome. That inspired me. Thank you. And they will come back and follow you. They'll friend you on Facebook if you do that. Go to Fred Price's page and say, you know, I saw how you said this to the thing that Fred Price was talking about for making it through tough times. And that really helped me. Thank you. Can I friend you? And just message people cold like that. You will start building a friendship. So on Friendship Friday, that's what you do. And so get these days of the week where you have a theme for each day, and that will help you focus in on the tasks you need to do. That was number 12. Number 13, successful people, they touch things only once. Now, my dad tried to teach me this. When I was a kid, my dad was really not the smartest guy, but as I got older, it was amazing how much smarter the things that my dad said to me as a kid became. It was amazing. I really couldn't understand why, but it seemed that as I got older, the things that he said to me that didn't make any sense at all, they started making sense. Okay? Now, let me tie that back into this. They touch things only once. That's what my dad told me. He told me, when you clean up your room, you notice he said when and not if. When you clean up your room, only touch something once. I said, what? What are you talking about? I touched everything in my room. It's all there. It's all mine. I touched it. And he said, no, when you're cleaning up, pick up a sock. You don't throw it on your bed and go, I'll put that in the laundry later. No, there's a basket over here for the laundry. Throw it in the basket for the laundry. Pick up that book on the floor. Do you want to just stack it over onto that chair so that you can later pick it up off the chair and put it in the bookcase? No, walk over to the bookcase and put it in the bookcase. Done. Hi, Jackie. Welcome. Come on in. Thanks for all the hearts, guys. I really appreciate it. And so that works with success. Touch things only once. And it says if something will take less than 10 minutes to complete, do it immediately. And that's under the subject of touch things only once. If it's only going to take 10 minutes to complete, do it, get it done, put it where it needs to go, organize it, throw it away, whatever it is you got to do with it. And don't throw it somewhere else where you're going to have to pick that up and and do something else with it. Don't just do part of it where you're going to have to continue on with it later. That's a project. It's not a quick little 10-minute buzz. It's not on your knock it out list. No such thing as a to-do list. It's a knock it out list. And to-do lists, we don't write them down. We schedule them on a calendar. That's number 3. Go back and check that out. If you come back on the replay, you can catch what I said about that. So let's go back again and let's look at the next one, number 14. We're almost done with this. We've been on here for a little while. We're almost done. Successful people, number 14, they have a consistent morning ritual. Wake up early and give yourself 60 minutes for mental, physical, and spiritual health. Now that is smart news. Okay, I'm going to get to that screen in a minute. That is smart business right there. Get your first 60 minutes. Do a half an hour if you that's all you can handle. But wake up a little bit early. Get up, and for a little while, don't do anything. Don't do anything. Get your coffee. I get my coffee. I get my breakfast. I sit down. I get either my Kindle or my Bible, either one. I read a little bit in the Word. I pray. I give my day to God. I say, Jesus, I really need you to help me today. And I sit and I read and I go through my devotional, and it encourages me, and I am better, ready to just slam anything that's on my priority list for the day. So that's what successful people do. And the very last one, number 15, they don't think about time, they focus on energy. You totally agree, Terry? Me too, man. It is awesome. It is awesome. Thanks, guys, again for all the hearts. Love that. Okay, number 15, they don't think about time. They focus on energy. Maximize your energy to maximize productivity. Focus on sleep, diet, exercise, and short breaks throughout the day. Sleep, diet, exercise, and short breaks throughout the day. Okay? They don't think about time. They focus on energy. All right. Now, as we said earlier on one of these tips, you know when your best time of the day is. That day when you're going to do your blocking, the day when you're going to block everything out, and you're just going to say, okay, this is a block of time for my important details today. For my important projects today, I'm going to use this block of time, and nobody's going to disturb me. I'm going to turn my phone off so that the email blips and don't bother me. And then know when that time of day is and focus your energy. You got the energy in that time of day. You can set a clock, Alexa, set an alarm for 2 hours. She'll tell me when the 2 hours are over with, and then I can go on to some minor stuff. So there you go. There you go. Absolutely. Take the time for yourself in the first thing in the morning. I love that, Shauna, don't you? And then take this block of time when you know that you are full of energy. Sometimes that's right after your morning quiet time. Sometimes that is right before you go to bed. I've known people on both sides of it. Welcome back, Terry. And I've known people on both sides of the spectrum. So take your time for that. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tell you guys about something that's coming up. Those are the 15 things. And once again, you can either screenshot this. Probably not the best idea to just screenshot it and run away, because you're going to need to go over the details that we just talked about. So come back for the replay, and you can pause it and write them down. You can pause it and take a screenshot then. So, but what I want to talk to you about is this. This is a portable personal computer. Can you believe that? Look at the size of that thing. That is a Windows 10 computer. Alexa heard me. All right. All right. Alexa, what time is it? Oh, never mind. So it's a small form factor computer. It plugs in the HDMI slot in the back of your high definition TV or monitor, and all you have to do is hook up either a corded, it has 2 USB slots, you can hook up a keyboard and a mouse to it, and you've got a whole computer there that you can go online, and it has Windows 10 on it. It is fast because everything on there, the hard drive is small, but it's solid state. And if you save everything on the cloud that you're into editing and don't save it on the hard drive, you won't fill it up very fast. And just 1 or 2 programs that you're used to using, and you can, I downloaded Google Chrome, I downloaded this broadcast thing, I use a similar device that's solid state, and it is awesome. 651 per Alexa. Thank you. Oh, I shouldn't say her name. You can hit that microphone button on her, and then the ring will turn red, and she won't say anything anymore. So we're going to give this computer away. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have details later on this week on how you can go to my website, put in your personal information to get on my email list for this free giveaway. This is going to be a free giveaway. And I'm not going to give it away. Amazon is going to determine of the people that go there and get to the giveaway on Amazon for this. Amazon will pick one on the day that the giveaway is over with. So I don't even have to pick it. Welcome, come on in. Thank you for joining. So I'm going to give away this computer for free. It's probably not going to be before the end of this month because I want a bunch of people to come in, and I'm looking at least 100 people on the email list that are going to qualify by taking the information that they have, put it on my email list so I can email you the URL to go and have Amazon give this away free to one of probably about 100 people, and we'll see how that works, and we'll get that given away free. Amazon will pick the person who wins on the day that we set it up, but that'll be later on this week. I'll have those details in my broadcast. So welcome back, and I'm gonna call this to a close, but let me show you one more time. These are the tips. These are the tips that you need to do. These are what successful people do to manage their time. And come back on the replay, hit a bunch of hearts, and then screen capture this, and you can go through these. You can see on the replay, we explained each one of them. So go through these and make these part of your life, especially number 3, no to-do list, especially number 14, have a morning ritual that you have some me time. There's a whole bunch of other good ones in here that I could point out. There's 15 good things you can do. So those things are awesome, and welcome. Come on in and join us and invite all your followers. Really appreciate you coming in. And Hannah, welcome. We're just closing this out, but you can come in on the replay and hit a bunch of hearts. I really need that. I also really need YouTube subscribers a lot for an upcoming project that we're doing for Coach Dave Unplugged. So we need those kind of subscribers. And so come back and see, if you're not following me, hit those 3 little dots on the bottom of your screen. And when that screen pops up, click on follow there and follow me. You'll be notified that we're doing this every night at 6 o'clock p.m. West Coast time in California. And that's why we call it 6 at 6 Live with Coach Dave. So welcome, and come back tomorrow night, 6 at 6 Live with Coach Dave. And we will, thank you. And we will see you then. God bless, and have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.